Hello everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of t-shirt design in Photoshop. Okay, so here in this particular chapter, I'll be giving you guys an introduction of tools in Photoshop. Okay, what all tools are available, what all we are going to use while we design our t-shirt. I'll make you guys familiar with all of that. Okay, so let's not waste time and let's get started on the chapter of introduction of tools in Photoshop. So here, as you guys can see, I am back here at the workspace of the Adobe Photoshop. So now let's get familiar with the tools what I do have available here in Photoshop. Okay, as you can see here on my left hand side, I do have my toolbox. You guys can see my mouse. Okay, so there are different tools which I am going to use over here. Okay, so the first one here is the move tool. Okay, so to make you guys understand about the move tool, let me just make just a normal rectangle shape over here. Okay, so as you guys can see, I do have a rectangle shape, and this is the fill option. I can basically change the color. Suppose I want to take a maroon color over here. So now with the use of move tool, what I can do is I can just move my icons or anything which I have here in my artboard. Okay, so using the move tool, I can just move things around or just select things out. Okay, so this is the use of the move tool. Okay, the shortcut key for that is V from our keyboard. And if we just click here on the move tool, here you guys can see I also do have the option for the artboard tool. Okay, so what is artboard tool basically? Okay, artboard tool is basically if I want to create another artboard according to my size. So here, as you guys can see, now I have created another artboard over here. Okay, so I will just go back to this place again, and here if you want to create a different artboard, you guys can use that one over here. Okay, so now let's come to the marquee tool. Okay, so here I can just create a selection over here. Okay, so if I just click on my mouse and drag this thing out, here you guys can see I am selecting this particular part. Suppose I will just now move this thing around. Okay, I will be able to move this thing around with my marquee tool here as well. Okay, but in detail we'll be learning once we start designing our Photoshop or our t-shirts over here. Okay, so what I can do is I can just delete this marquee tool. Okay, so I will come here, go to the select option, and I will just deselect. Okay, so this helps you to select down a particular objects. Okay, and once you hover over your mouse, okay, with your mouse, once you hover over the tool, you guys will get a small description what that tool particularly does. Okay, and the shortcut key for that is M from our keyboard. Okay, so there are different things if you wanna select a elliptical marquee tool, single row marquee tool, or single column marquee tool. All these are available over here. Okay, and now let's come to the lasso tool. Okay, so the lasso tool is basically it helps you to make selections by connecting straight lines. Okay, so here suppose I made this box over here. Okay, so I'll just take my move tool, I will just increase the size, and using my lasso tool, what I can do is if I want to just create this selection over here. Okay, so let me just select this and connect this one. So this particular place is being selected. Now I can actually merge this thing, or here if I want to subtract this from selection, I will be able to do all this thing out from here. Okay, so this one is about the lasso tool. Okay, so if I just come here, okay, so there are polygonal lasso tool, the normal lasso tool. Okay, so it will just give you a pin like selection, and this one is the magnetic lasso tool, which we'll learn later, and this one is the magic wand tool. Okay, so it helps you to select an area based on its color. Okay, suppose I do have an image. In that case, what I can do is I can just select my magic wand tool, and if I just hover around, it will just try to make or differentiate the selected area based on its color. Okay, so this is about the magic wand tool, and here also I do have the quick selection tool and also the object selection tool. Okay, so these are few of the advanced features we'll learn later. And now here, if I want to crop anything down, I do have my crop tool over here. And now if I just click on enter, you guys can see I have just cropped this thing down. Okay, and now this is the frame tool. Okay, so it creates placeholder frames for images. Okay, so now if I want to cut any place down, okay, so if I do have a long image, in that case what I can do is the particular part whichever I need, I will just select that particular area and I can mark those things, cut those things out, and just work it accordingly. Okay, so now this one is the eyedropper tool. So eyedropper tool is basically if I just want to take up any color, okay, from anywhere. Suppose if I do have an image and from there I want to take any color, I can use this eyedropper tool. And next comes the remove tool. Okay, so it can easily remove some distractions like objects or people or any kind of imperfections if it's there. Okay, we guys can actually work with those. Okay, we can remove stuff out. And this one is the brush tool. Okay, using the brush tool we can actually make different things over here. Okay, so for that, first I need to make a artboard. So I will come here, I will just try to make an artboard. Okay, so here you guys can see I can just make artboards according to myself. I'll come here, I'll delete this one. Okay, let me come to this artboard here again. Okay, so now using my brush tool, if I want to work anything, okay, if I do have an image, okay, I can work with my brush tool over here. Okay, so this is the stamp tool over here. Okay, so it paints with pixels from another part of the image. Okay, so the shortcut key for that is S. And this one is the history brush tool. Okay, suppose you have deleted some part and now you want to restore those things back again, you guys can use the history brush tool. Okay, and this one is the eraser tool. If you want to erase any part, suppose I want to erase any part over here. Okay, so for that I can actually select this eraser tool, and using the this tool I do have the gradient tool. Okay, so if I want to put on some gradients, okay, I can just work around with the gradients over here. Okay, as you guys can see, I can just work around with gradients kind of like this. Okay, and this one is the smudge tool. Okay, it helps you to blend colors together. Okay, we'll be learning about that. And this one is the dodge tool, okay, which kind of lightens up the area of an image once you have an image over there. And if you guys are familiar with pen tool, what it basically does, here you guys can see I do have the pen tool over here and different options. Okay, the curvature pen tool, if you want to add any anchor point, okay, you can add some anchor point over here using this. If you want to delete any anchor point, we will know how you can delete those as well. So this one is just the type tool. Okay, so there are different options. Okay, so at the same time, if you want to mask using the type tool, you guys will be able to mask here as well. Okay, so this is about the type tool, and this one is basically the path selection tool and the direct selection tool. Suppose you want to select any particular path, we using this one, you guys can do. And this one is the shape tool. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have a lot of shapes which I can work on with. Okay, so we will use that one. And hand tool, it actually helps you to move around the artboard. Okay, so here you guys can see I can just move around using my hand tool. And this one is the zoom tool. If you want to zoom in, okay, you guys can just come here. And if you want to zoom out, you just need to click on alt, and there you guys can see I do have a minus sign. So if I just click on my mouse right now, I will be able to zoom out. Okay, so if you just want to edit your toolbar, if you want to add more tools over here, you guys will have a lot of options out here. You can add from here according to your need or what type of program you're working on. Okay, so that's all about this. Okay, so here I do have the foreground color and I do have the background color. I can switch those colors up from here. And once you're done, okay, you guys can actually edit in quick mask mode over here. And if you want to see a preview, you guys have options how you want to see your preview. Okay, so if you want to see it in a standard screen mode, you can see from here. Okay, if you want to see it with menu bar, you can see. And if you want to also view it in a full screen mode, you guys will be able to do that here as well. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this class on how we can actually work here. And now you guys are quite familiar with the tools available. So hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.